Welcome to the fourth episode of the Hit or Miss podcast. Let's get right into news as always. Pro boxing news. Well, news coming out of pro boxing. Ryan Garcia is suspended 1 year, and his fight with Devin Haney, which he was believed to have won, has now been changed to a no contest. So, Devin Haney gets his O back. He said he would not negotiate another fight if he never got his O back. So I thought he was effectively retired because I didn't think they would overturn it. They did overturn it. He gets his O back, so it looks like he's going to be fighting soon again. Maybe a rematch, hopefully a rematch. Ryan Garcia is apparently retired, but I don't think he understands what retired means. He said on Twitter, he said something along the lines of, I don't care, I'm retired, I'll be back in a year. Well, that doesn't mean you're retired. That just means you're gone for a year, which is not that uncommon for some boxers. But Ryan Garcia is suspended for a year, fined 10K, that's really nothing. And yeah, so I hope we get a rematch again just to see what happens this time. Because apparently he had enough PEDs to get suspended over it. Maybe it did have a impact on the fight, but we will see. Yeah. Moving on, influencer boxing. Jake Paul, I was wrong twice. Jake Paul actually is fighting Mike Perry on July 20th. At first, I thought it was true, and then I was like, I thought it was just rumors, and now it is actually true. Mike Perry is a bare knuckle boxer at the moment. I think he's 5-0. So he actually does have some sort of boxing skill, but I think he gets knocked out by Jake Paul, in my opinion. He gets knocked out. I actually put a poll up on the community tab on the channel. Who do you think will win, Mike Perry, Jake Paul, or do you not care? And 25% said Jake Paul, 25% said Mike Perry, and 50% said they don't care. And the pay-per-view is almost like $70, so I don't think anybody's going to watch this fight. It's going to be a knockout for Jake Paul, in my opinion. Perry, he's 5-0 in bare knuckle, but he's fought some good guys like Michael Venom Page and shit, but it's not enough. I don't think it's enough. It's going to be just like Andre August and the other white guy he fought. Moving on, UFC MMA news. Tomorrow, I'm filming this on Friday, June 21st. Tomorrow is the middleweight fight in Saudi Arabia against Robert Whittaker and Ikram Aliskerov. Yeah, I think Robert Whittaker wins. But I don't know what the odds are. But I think Robert Whittaker probably wins. Yeah, probably gonna pull up, watch that one. Whatever. Moving on to the real meat of the what just went on yesterday. JJ Reddick is hired as the Lakers' next head coach. It's a tough one because we know he has knowledge, but he has no real coaching experience in the pros. So, I mean, he's been coached plenty of times. Is this just another LeBron hire, or is he hired on his own merit? I think he is hired on his own merit because he's smart enough to be a coach. Now, he's just a little green. So I think it probably would have been better for him to start as a assistant somewhere, and then the Lakers hire him. But I don't think he's going to get any more smarter, so you might as well just not waste any time, hire him. But we'll see how it goes. 4-year deal, I think like $8 million per year. The Lakers think he has some Pat Riley type stuff. If you don't know, Pat Riley was an assistant, and then he called games, and then he became assistant again, won the championship, and then became the head coach of the Lakers, and won a bunch of championships with them. So we'll see. And also, I think since the last time I recorded, the Boston Celtics won the finals. Yeah, the Boston Celtics won the finals since the last time I recorded this. they have more titles than anybody else. So are they the greatest franchise? No, the Lakers are. The Boston Celtics have won one championship since the '80s, and the the Lakers have won five, if I'm correct. Yeah, they won five championships without it's since the '80s. So, well, actually two now. The Boston Celtics have won two now since then, but that still doesn't compete with the Lakers. The Lakers are the best franchise of probably this generation. Oh no, the Warriors. The Warriors have won a fair. No, they only won four since. I mean, they won four in a short period of time now. So I would still go the Lakers, and then I still go the Warriors, and then the Lakers are probably the two best franchises of this generation. Wait, they won. Wait, whoa! I'm getting my facts all wrong. I forgot about the bubble championship. The Lakers have 6 championships since the '80s. Completely forgot about the bubble championship. They had the three-peat, and then Kobe won 2, and then the bubble championship. So that's So the Boston Celtics have 18 banners now. Pretty easy path to the championship. I think what was it, 5 games, 4 games, and then 5 games. Yeah, I mean, yeah, they're a good team, probably the best team, and it will be the best team next year. And I think they probably repeat, just looking at that East and the West. Well, there was new additions to the East and the West. Moving on to some other news. The Bulls trade for The Bulls trade Alex Caruso to the Thunder for Josh Giddey. No picks, just a pure swap. And being that there's no picks and it's just a swap between players, the Thunder easily win this trade. This is an A-plus trade for the Thunder. They don't have to give up any picks, and they get an all-defensive guard who's only 30. And as a role player, 30, you got 7 years, a good 7 years left in you as a role player. I think he's perfect for this team, man. They need just an experienced guard, great defense, and it's perfect for this team. The 1 seed, they were the 1 seed last year, so they get better. Yeah, perfect trade for the Thunder. This is what they needed to kind of take them over that hump. I could see them competing for a title next year. We could maybe see them in the finals. But the Bulls, honestly, this might be like a D+. Because Josh Giddey's a project. He's young. He is young. I'll give him that. So maybe I'll make it a C-. Because he's young. He's young enough. But he's not all that great. He started 80 games last year. Averaged, I think 11 points. Yeah, I think that's probably C- for the Bulls. So we'll see. He is a project. He has potential. He does have big potential, but he is a project, and the Bulls are not great at developing talent. So I think there's probably a C- right now, but it might even turn into an F trade by the end of when it's all said and done. When you look at the results by the end of next season, I think it might be like an F or a D-. Now I forgot to talk about this with the Lakers hire of JJ Reddick. They also passed on Monty Williams, who I think is a good coach that was put in a bad situation with a terrible roster last year. I think the Lakers should have at least entertained the idea of Monty Williams. He's, like I said, he's a good coach, and he just had a bad roster. I think with a better roster, which the Lakers aren't the best roster. They're not a great roster, but they're a pretty good roster. Good roster. I don't want to say pretty good. They're good. They have a good roster. I think he probably could have turned this team into a good team as well, if not better, than JJ Reddick, because we don't know anything about JJ Reddick, but we do know a little bit about Monty Williams. But they didn't even interview him. They didn't entertain the idea. It kind of seems like they just wanted Dan Hurley. Not Dan Hurley. Our backup plan is JJ Reddick. So would like to see them maybe pursue Monty Williams a little bit more, but whatever. Moving on to MLB, some big news in the MLB. Say Hey Willie Mays passes away at the age of, I think, 93. great player, one of the greatest players of all time, might even be the greatest player of all time. 24 All-Stars, he won a World Series in 54, two-time MVP, league MVP in 54 and 65. He won Rookie of the Year, 12-time Golden Glove winner, Clemente Award in 71, batting champion in 54, four-time home run leader in 55, 62, 64, and 65, four-time league, this is all league, stolen base leader, 56 and 59, and he was also in the Negro League, so I think they added his stats from the Negro. He was only there for 1 year, but they added his stats from there into here. And he they just played a game at Rickwood Field in what is that? Where is that? Alabama, right? And he's from Alabama, so I wonder if he didn't pass away, he might have been at that game. Yeah, R.I.P. legend, might even be the top of all time. My top three is probably Babe Ruth, Hank Aaron's, and Willie Mays. I think I lean more towards Hank Aaron's than Ruth or Willie Mays, but it's definitely a conversation. You can definitely make it, and it's not the best skilled player; it's the greatest of all time. Who was the greatest in their career? Yeah, the unfortunate passed away. He lived a great life, had a great career, and one of the greatest players of all time. Moving on, we have the Euros and the Copa America are in full swing. The Argentina just beat Canada yesterday, I think 2-0. So I just want to take a look at the odds here. You got Argentina at plus 175 to win, so they're heavy favorites. But Brazil isn't that far behind at 225, plus 225. Uruguay at 550, Colombia at plus 900, and USA at plus 1,200. Obviously, I'm American. I'm rooting for the USA. Let's hope they get it done. But Argentina will probably win it if we're being fully. Actually, I might bet on Brazil. Just that 225. It's kind of tempting. I'd bet on Brazil. Bet 100 on Brazil to upset Argentina. The Euros are also in full swing. France at plus 400. Germany at plus 425. England at plus 450. And Spain at plus 550. Portugal at plus 600. The rest of the guys are plus 14, plus 60, and plus 20. Yeah, those guys, yeah. I would have bet on those guys. Maybe the Netherlands. But, yeah, we're going to see who comes out on top there. Kind of a shorter episode, not a ton of news. I didn't cover anything from the NFL. There wasn't a ton going on. I guess I can talk about, we'll talk about it. There's been a problem with, I feel like arrests are, at an all-time high in the NFL. And I feel like at some point, I feel like the NFL's got to be a little bit stricter in this stuff because there's already been 3 in the past few months with Rashid Rice, the other guy from the Chiefs, and the guy from the what team, with the Browns. I feel like we gotta kind of crack down on this, and I'm not all for going all David Stern and just suspending players for 3 years, but you gotta crack down on it at some point, make this league a little bit respectable because this is kind of crazy in my opinion. Another thing we can talk about, probably talk about Bronny James. He's probably the most talked about prospect in this draft, and he's barely draftable. And I know I'm kind of adding to the problem by talking about him, but I actually have a hot take regarding Bronny. I think his best bet is actually playing with LeBron. And I know what you're thinking. Man, that's crazy pressure on him. That could lead him to not perform to expectations. But I think just the star power and the aura of LeBron playing with his son, even in one game, it's just, I think that's the best for him to kind of take away from the expectations. because you already know ESPN is going to glaze LeBron for whatever he does. So, or talk about him at least. So, there are a fair amount of LeBron glazers in the world. So let them just glaze LeBron and Bronny, and then it kind of takes away from all those expectations. That's my opinion. There's not a ton to talk about right now in the sports world. Nothing's really going on in the NFL until training camp starts. We'll talk about that. Basketball is at a lull besides the draft and stuff. So I can really only talk about boxing and influencer boxing and UFC right now. But even there, other than the Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney, which is something I really don't want to talk about because it annoys me, there isn't a ton to talk about. But yeah, so a shorter episode. I'm hoping there's more next episode. But either way, thank you guys for watching, and see ya.